So I have another book review today, and this is the Nolans Survivors. Now, some of you will know that I'm a huge Nolans fan. I love them all completely. It started off with Coleen, and then I found out more about them, and it is really good. I got this book when it kind of first came out, and I only just finished it last week because it's quite emotional, and I don't like to read a lot of it at once in case I get over emotional, which I do quite a lot. But it is absolutely beautiful. So let's look at the cover first of all. So you've got the 4 of them there, really lovely. And then on the back you have the 4 of them again, which, if I remember rightly, that's a photo from the Nolans tour, the promo shoots for the Mood Again tour, and it is really, really great. This basically takes us through their childhood right up to kind of present day, and all the different hurdles they've had to overcome and all the problems they've had to face. And as a family of even just 4, the family themselves, there's 8 Nolan kids. Wait, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, there's 8 Nolan kids, I believe. So there's obviously going to be a lot of problems, a lot of hurdles, a lot they have to come through together as a family. And it starts off with basically, well, I'll show you the layout first of all. So it starts off like this. So you have Maureen, first of all, who does the first chapter, and then maybe Linda will talk about the second chapter. So it does go chronologically. It does go from like the very earliest point to present day. So it starts off with Maureen, as she has for one of the oldest accounts, and then she takes us through the childhood before Bernie and Coleen and what it was like, and then Bernie will come along and talk about what it was like before Coleen, and then Coleen, being the baby of the family, will come along and say what her childhood was like and how her childhood differed to her sisters. There's like 14 years or something between Coleen and Anne. Or was it Denise? Who's the oldest? And my knowledge of Denise and Anne are not as great as my knowledge of these 4. But there's like 14 years difference between them. And when Coleen was just a kid, the Nolan sisters were already making it fairly big in the industry. So her account of everything is quite a lot different to the others. Now, I have read Coleen's autobiography prior to reading this. The camera's not focusing, is it? I have read Coleen's prior to this one, so I was like, how much of Coleen's book is going to be in this? But it's told in a different way. Some of the facts are still the same. Some of the accounts slightly different. Like she tells it in a slightly different way, or we learn it in a different manner, or maybe a different point of view. So if you've read Coleen's autobiography and you think, I don't want to bother reading this because I know most of it, there's a lot in this which you won't know. Now I imagine if you've read Anne's book and you've read Coleen's book, and if you've read any other accounts of the Nolans, then you probably will know most of it already. I did know most of it, but I read it to get the point of view from the actual Nolan, because obviously Coleen has mentioned their problems, and the only thing that Coleen didn't mention was Bernie's bout with breast cancer, because obviously that was prior to it happening, basically. So it was interesting to get her account of it. I'm not going to say it's an enjoyable read because I don't like to read all these negative things. The beginning's positive when they talk about the success they had and how it impacted their life, and But the further you get into it, the deeper the problems get, and it does get more emotional and more. You have to be stronger to cope with it, otherwise you will cry, and I did in a few places. But it is beautifully read, really well written, and it's good for all the right reasons. It's good that they can share their story. It will help others who have similar problems. Thankfully, I can't relate to any of the problems, and touch wood, I never will. But it is just a really nice account and so well written. There are pictures in it as well, which I just want to show you a couple of them. First of all, how bloody adorable is Coleen there. She also looks like her mother quite a lot, which I thought was nice. I'm going to show you a couple of my favourite pictures. I'll let you look at them all yourself. Coleen, Shane, and Jake. Okay, that's all I'll show you, yeah. But they are really, really nice, and and Nolan's tour. And as I said, the further you get into it, the more emotional it can get, but it's not like a war sauce. It's not, we've been through all this, poor us. It's we went through this, but we came out stronger. And I really like that aspect of it, and I think it is done so well. It will help the readers who are suffering through similar things get through their own problems and really help them. And I just think it is a treasure of a book. Because it is newly released and it's not even on paperback yet, it will be quite expensive compared to being on paperback. It's about £10, which is not bad. RRP's at like 17, which I don't think anywhere stocks it for 17, but it is a really great book. Please feel free to leave comments and let me know your thoughts on this, and that's it for just now, so I'll see you all next time. Bye!